when you look at the big pictures, like how.
What is flat Earth in your opinion? What is it? Is it just like is it a simulation? Are we in a simulation?
People are cool with thinking that. People are totally cool with us living in a computer simulation. No one has ever ridiculed for saying, I think we live in a computer. No one has ever, Elon Musk said it. So nobody has ever been ridiculed for that.
Why are they more okay with that than they are with the notion that we might live on a flat plane?
Because as children, we're brought up with Star Trek and Star Wars. They did that shit on purpose. So the indoctrination is so strong. When someone brings up that we could possibly live on a motionless flat plane, I mean, that's what it says in the Bible. All ancient civilizations believed in a flat plane and a firmament and everything. You know, when you put it all together, the only way, if we really do, let's just say we really do, like it says in the Bible and like ancient civilizations thought, we live in a special place. Right. It's motionless. It's a flat plane, and there's a firmament. Meaning there's a dome. That's what it says in the Bible. If that's true, and there is a creator, how are you going to get people to believe in a fake alien invasion? There's no way you're going to, because if that's true, there's no fucking infinite space. There's no infinite space. So they had to crush not only God or our creator, whatever it is, but they had to crush that model. And when you start looking at the history of it all, you're like, holy shit, it all makes sense. In order to have fake alien invasion, we need infinite space. We need evolution. They need they're a million years, a billion years more advanced than us. So that's evolution. So the dinosaur thing, that's all evolution. Darwin, they were all Freemasons, Jesuits, all of those guys. They're all part of the same team. All the famous astronomers, the ones that are known throughout time, the real famous ones, they're all from the Vatican. The Vatican is pushing infinite space and aliens. They are, because the Vatican, as you know, they're not about Christ.
Yeah.
They're faking their Christ. They're faking it. Most of the space stuff that we get, we have to take their word for it.
Right.
We have to take their word for it. But if all the planets are round and all the stars are round, we must be round. Like, dude, you need to look at those lights in the sky through a telescope yourself. Most people aren't even looking through telescopes.
So what you're saying is like
they're lights in the sky.
Interpretation of what the moon is and what that, not so much the moon, but the Jupiter and all these planets are basically based on what NASA has told us, but no one's actually tried to look at these things through a telescope to see.
Now, I didn't say no one. I said most people.
Most people.
And when you do look at those wandering stars, which were changed to planets, they're not what you. It's not those images that NASA gives you. They're lights in the sky. They're little, and it doesn't make any sense. Like for instance, try to understand this. This is the heliocentric model, right? Let's just say this is the sun, right? And we have all these planets going around the sun, right? Mercury is the one closest to the sun, and then Venus is going this way, and then Earth is the third rock from the sun, and then Mars. And then Saturn, right? Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
So imagine this. This is Earth. And then we got Mercury and Venus here.
Yes.
Right? It takes a year to go around the sun. Takes a year. Takes 6 months to get to this side. This is what they're telling us. Right?
Okay.
Right?
Right.
I'm not making this up.
I'm listening to you.
So as our planet is going around the sun, it's daytime on the part of Earth that's facing the sun. There's no way this side of Earth is nighttime when the sun is on the inside. Nighttime is always on the outside.
Right.
It's always on the outside.
Right.
So we're looking so if I'm right here.
Right.
We're looking at the nighttime.
Yeah.
And all the stars over here.
Right.
On this side of the room.
Right.
But on the other side of the sun, there's a bunch of other stars. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could only see, like if I could only see this side of the universe.
Okay.
Right? But when in 6 months, when I'm on this side, I could only see at night. It's only night when this side is facing out. So I only could see this side of the room. that make sense?
No. Well,
Right?
the only reason I have a problem with that is because what we see is this. We see the sun though, so
Listen.
we do
No,
see
no,
this
let me-
way.
Constellation.
Listen. Here's the Earth on this side. It's
Yeah.
only nighttime on this side
Right.
because the sun's over here. The sun is shining over here, so it's daytime
Right.
on the.
So it's
when it's
nighttime
daytime,
here. It's daytime in Australia, right?
you're not following me.
Okay, I'm
We're just
trying.
talking about just us.
Okay.
Don't worry about Australia or nothing.
Okay.
It could be like that, but
Okay.
it could be. But
Okay.
so this side of the Earth is what, nighttime? Or
Yes.
daytime?
Yes. So yeah,
It's nighttime or daytime?
that's nighttime.
This side of the Earth is what?
Sun daytime.
Yeah, because the sun's on the inside.
right.
So when it's daytime, we're facing
The
according the sun.
Yes.
If this is true, right?
Okay.
All right. So we got all these stars over here that we're seeing at night.
All right.
6 months later, we're seeing all those stars, right?
Right.
And then 6 months later back, we're seeing all those stars, right? So there should be, every 3 months or 6 months, there should be a different set of stars.
Constellation.
We
Yeah, I
shouldn't
was
see
telling
the,
you.
we shouldn't see the same
'cause you can
constellations.
see the same
Why
constellation
do
every
we?
time.
Why do we see the Big Dipper
Every night.
every night?
Oh.
It's real simple.
Okay.
The shit's wrong. And then check this
Aaron,
out.
thoughts on
And
that?
then no, check this out. Now check this out. Now.
Okay.
Now we
I
have
get-
the
see,
now
you
we have the
left
same
that
thing.
part out.
Now you think about this. Now think about the planets now, right?
Okay.
Mercury's on its own little, according to what they say, Mercury is right here going on its own little orbit, and then Venus, and then Earth, and then Saturn, or then Mars, and Saturn, and Jupiter.
Blah, blah,
and
blah,
Uranus, right?
Pluto,
Yeah, yeah,
There's
yeah.
8 of them, right? So, at night, okay, let's just say it's day 1 here at night. What are the odds that we could see all the fucking planets? How come there's no planets like on a rotation over here? Like maybe Mars is over here, Jupiter's over there. Every night we should not be able to see every fucking planet because they're on their own. They could be on the other side of the sun.
Right.
Yeah.
But yet you want to go out there and see Saturn, you could see it. How come Saturn isn't over here? And then when Earth comes around in 6 months and it's on this side, maybe Saturn's over there on the other side. So at least or around half the time at night, the other 7 planets should be behind the sun somewhere on its own orbit. How is it that we could see the Big Dipper every fucking night? We could see Polaris every fucking night?
In the
doesn't make
same
any sense.
spot too,
Dude,
right?
it goes on forever. Their whole model can easily be broken down. Allegedly, Dave would crush anybody. He has. He's done many on. You can go to YouTube.
He just went on a particle physicist.
Yeah.
It was him and his name's allegedly Dave, and the other guy actually has an actual name.
Yeah. Well, his name is Dave Murphy, but
Yeah.
that was his YouTube name for a
Yeah,
while.
don't play it. Don't
No,
play
I'm
it.
not
Don't
playing
play
it.
it.
I'm not
Don't
playing
play
it.
Yeah.
He absolutely destroys this part. It's sad. It's really, really sad. And he does it to everybody because he breaks them down. Because most of these scientists, even like Neil deGrasse Tyson, they're not doing any science. They're just memorizing science books and doing mathematics.
Well, that's a big part of our education system. Isn't necessarily that you're smart. You're just able to follow patterns.
Yeah, like
and regurgitate
can you name,
information.
if you Google the distance of the sun from Earth, you're going to get 93 million miles an hour. Can you name one scientist and the experiment that he did and explain how someone figured it out? Nobody can, but yet everyone accepts it. Name two astrophysicists who figured out that the sun was 93 million miles away and then tell me exactly how they did it. It's a fucking mystery. They're talking about like triangulating Venus, and when you look into it, there's some kind of laser pointer that NASA has that they built in 1961 that they could tell the distance from Earth to Venus, and they triangle. So, but only NASA has this laser beam, and that's how they. Dude, you go outside and look at the sun. That motherfucker's not 93 million miles away. Look at that shit. That shit's close. The sun is fucking close. It's about 3,000 miles away. It ain't 93 million miles away.
Oh, man.
The sun and the moon is its own light source. It's not reflecting the sun. There's no doubt about that. The moon is its own luminary.
Do you know that there was a time in this where, there were civilizations that talked about the time when there was no moon?
I don't know about that.
That they say there was.
But
they
but
remember there was
the
a moon.
reason we're getting hit with this 2001 Space Odyssey, Star Wars, up your fucking ass, Star Trek,
Force.
everything. The reason we're getting hit with that is for they need us to believe in infinite space before they launch the fake alien invasion. And now you know who Werner von Braun is?
Yes.
Werner von Braun was Hitler's right-hand man. He was his rocket scientist, and after World War II, the United States took about 1,200 Nazi scientists, including Operation Paperclip, including, people know this, but then they know this, and then they still just go along with it. They took all these Nazi scientists, and they took Werner von Braun, and he fucking was the head of NASA. He's the head of NASA.
Yeah,
he
people don't realize that.
He directed all 6 moon missions. And when he died, he had cancer for about a couple years before he died. And when he got cancer, during the last 4 years of his life, he hired this woman, Dr. Carol Roslin, and she was his assistant, his prepared speeches for him for 4 years. And she said, and you could go on YouTube and hear her talk about this all the time. She said that he told her that they're going to they're creating enemies. They need to create enemies. There's going to be terrorists from the Middle East, and then there's going to be the threat of an asteroid. They need, according to Werner von Braun,
like a crisis.
They need a crisis. They need a reason to start a Star Wars project, like a weaponized space. And Werner von Braun told Dr. Carol Roslin, look that shit up. She'll tell you right out of her mouth. She said that he told her over and over again, the final threat is a fake alien invasion, and it's going to be a lie. He told her over and over for 4 years. Wouldn't get into detail. She said he would not explain or go into detail, but he made it really clear on his deathbed. He made it clear to the day he died, the final conflict is going to be a fake alien invasion. And, and it makes sense. They're just...
some people that were involved in the creation of NASA was Jack Parsons.
And what isn't he a Satanist?
A Satanist.
And what about
Walt Disney too?
Walt Disney and Werner von Braun were
Nazis.
They were boys.
And
that's why you go to Disneyland, and it's Space Mountain, and Disneyland was big in pushing space and getting space into
everyone's head. Guess who else had something to do with it? L. Ron Hubbard. Nobody talks about that because L. Ron Hubbard was
science fiction writer,
best friends with Jack W. Parsons, and L. Ron Hubbard banging Jack's wife, and it just caused chaos.
Throw Anton LaVey in there, the founder of the Satanic Church.
Aleister Crowley, was
exactly.
a big friend of all
When
them.
you start putting all those characters together in the same fucking room,
I can't wait to hear
it.
Aaron.
Makes sense. It makes sense. That
No,
they
what
are
they do-
trying to, they're creating this infinite space, but it's all fake. It's not
crazy,
infinite.
dude.
It's not infinite. I don't believe in infinite space. I used to. Shit, I was balls deep in all that. Me and Joe, we were balls deep in space documentaries. That was my favorite shit to watch. I TiVo'd anything about space. Space, comedy, fighting. Space, comedy, fighting.
Those are fun things.
Oh, dude, space. I was trying to remember everything about a neutron star, super hypernova, put those lyrics in. I would write about that shit. I was balls deep in my 30s, dude. So I was fully into it. And most flat earthers, same thing. Balls deep into space, fucking just ate it all up. And when they first heard it, every flat earther, when they first hear about it, they get disgusted. Like I did. I thought I wanted to fucking punch dudes in the face. I'm like, get that shit out of here. With that CIA psyop, flat fucking Earth. Everyone, no one ever accepts flat Earth and goes, "Oh, that makes sense." That indoctrination is too deep. It's like religion. It really is. Space is religion. Space is
science.
Space
is religion.
Space is Santa Claus. That's what that is. It's what it says in the Bible. That's what I believe it is. Where there's a firmament. And then check this out. When Werner von Braun died, put up Werner von Braun's tombstone.
Okay.
Dude, on his day, he was trying to tell people.
Try to
on his
spell
tombstone.
that one fucking. XG.
Put tombstone. He has a
look at
Bible
you.
verse.
You're fucking
He has a
good.
Bible verse. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Werner von Braun. What does it say? Psalm what? 19:1.
19:1.
Watch, and then go read what that is. Now put up Psalm 19:1.
Oh, there it is at the bottom. Ba ba. Bam. Look at that.
Put
what
that
does
in.
it mean?
Put that up. Now, what does it say? What is that song?
Okay.
This is coming from the dude who faked 6 moon missions. Look at that.
So
no.
heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament sueth.
The firmament
The firmament.
sueth his handiwork. Now the firmament, that's the dome. That's what separates the heavens from earth, or the waters from above and the waters from below. That's the firmament. That's the dome. That's when flat earthers believe in a dome. They're actually talking about the firmament.
Shut
which is in the
up,
Bible.
dude.
That was on Werner von Braun's tombstone. Get the fuck out of here, right? Look at that.
Dude. Shut up.
The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament sheweth his handiwork. That's what Werner von Braun put on his tombstone? Get the fuck out of here. That's a deathbed confessional right there. That's a death. The guy who faked
my
6 moon missions
dude.
put that shit on his tombstone.
Oh my God.
At what point? When does, everyone
Google
has a.
what is a firmament?
Yeah.
Just Google
What is the firmament?
What is the firmament? Don't get rid of this page. Open another
Open another
page.
one? No
Yeah, I want to keep that on there because that shit is weird. Go open that.
Come on, man.
Hey,
did you
dude.
just find out about this?
I did.
At what
dude.
point does the bullshit meter go off? At some point. Everybody got a bullshit meter.
Here's what I'm gonna tell you.
At some point,
Eddie,
your bullshit
you
meter
and I
gotta
agree on
go off.
so much that I always go, how can we agree on everything and disagree on this one fucking thing?
You don't disagree on it inside. You believe it, but you feel like it'll ruin your
Okay,
career.
the heavens or sky, especially the when regarded as a tangible thing, a sphere or worldview from a collectible people. I don't know if that. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Oh, Bible definition. No. Put in firmament dome. See if that comes up. Oh shit. Oh my God! Is a structure above a conceived as a vast solid dome.
And that's what Werner von Braun put on his tombstone, dude. Come on.
Aaron, that looks like the fucking
There's
Hollywood
an
Bowl.
underworld too. There's an underworld right there.
They're lying to us about space, man. That's. I'll never.
What
go
is
back
on the
to
other
it.
side of the dome?
Heaven of the heavens. That's what it says.
What is that?
No one knows. People say, "Well, where's the proof of flat Earth?" It's like, dude, we're not the ones with all the NASA $18 billion budget. You know what I mean? We don't have to prove shit. You have to prove what you should ram down our
my
throats
God,
as
dude,
children.
you're blowing
You know what I
my
mean?
mind.
All we're doing is breaking down what you're saying. We don't have to prove. We don't have any equipment. We can't. How are we going to prove it?
You're
But you know
blowing
one.
my
You know
mind.
one thing that we can prove that I know for sure is that most of the Earth is water, right?
Yeah.
70-80%.
Yeah.
And water always finds its level, man. The only thing that's holding them together is the theory of gravity. Gravity hasn't been proved. There's no proof of gravity. You know, people go, oh, look, there's proof. Look, I lift this up and proof. All that's proof is this is more dense than the medium around it. What about a helium balloon? Helium balloon ain't gonna go down. It goes up, but it defied gravity? No, helium is less dense than the air around it, so it rises. You drop a boulder in the ocean, sinks right to the ground. You drop a beach ball in the ocean, it stays right there at the top because the water is less dense, or the air in that ball is less dense than the water. How come the gravity doesn't pull it down to the bottom where the rock went? How come gravity can't hold gravity is so strong that it's holding oceans stuck to a ball, but it can't hold a fucking helium balloon? A little bee can fly, a little butterfly can fly. You would think if it could hold down buildings and shit and oceans, but the butterflies would be stuck to the ground. They'd be stuck, like we wouldn't be able to move. That gravity's so powerful, it's got to hold the oceans to it, so it doesn't just go flinging off.
Oh man.
Gravity's a theory. It's all about density. You could take a steel anvil or an iron anvil, whatever anvils are made of, and put it in liquid mercury and it'll float. Why doesn't it sink? Because it's less dense than the liquid mercury. It's all about density and buoyancy.
So what? What point do they say you could see a curve in the earth?
Well, this is what people always say. This is what dumb motherfuckers always say. Go, have you ever been in a plane? Just look out a plane and you can fucking see the curve. And planes fly at 35,000 feet.
And then they say the window has a curvage on it.
Well, that's what you're looking at.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. Because Neil deGrasse Tyson is the poster boy for modern astrophysics.
And he's the only
You know
one
what I mean?
he's the only one you can name.
No, exactly. And so this is how it goes. All these people are saying, yeah, I could see fucking curvature from a plane, and pilots, I see the curvature from a plane or whatever. But there have been many on YouTube amateur balloons that go up 120,000 feet. 120,000 feet, and there's no fucking curve at 120,000 feet. So what did Neil deGrasse Tyson say? He had to say, listen, at 120, he says this on video, at 120,000 feet, that's not high enough to see any curvature. So, okay, let's just say he's right. Then all these people who think they can see curvature out of a plane, they're
lying because it's obviously not possible.
They're not lying. They actually believe it, but it's not what they're saying. Your boy Neil deGrasse Tyson said even at 120,000 feet, you can't see it. So how you seeing it at 35,000 feet? What do you got, Superman fucking vision? You know what I mean? So according to the mainstream official story, at 120,000 feet, because that's the limit of the balloons. The amateur balloons are going up with cameras. They go, nope, no curve at 120,000 feet. So Neil deGrasse Tyson had to come out and basically, what he did is he debunked the Red Bull jump. Because everyone's saying, look at the Red Bull jump. You could see when he jumps off, you could see the earth in the background, and there's a curve, and he jumped out at 120,000 feet, and there's curve. So the Red Bull jump proves curve. So Neil deGrasse Tyson crushed that Red Bull jump. It's on video. It's on video. You can watch crushing the Red Bull jump. He goes, that is so bullshit. You can't see curve at 120,000 feet. And he goes, and he crushed the video footage. He goes, and then he crushed the video because people were saying, look at the video of the Red Bull jump. You could see curvature. Neil deGrasse Tyson says, that's not curvature. That's a fisheye lens. Fisheye lens can make this room look curved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he had to admit that the footage, like anytime you see footage from coming from the ISS, the International Space Station,
open?
That's all fisheye lens, and people they don't even see it. They're like you, it's like
It's so dumb. I wanted to show you. I took a picture of me on the
Curvature?
flight. I sent it to you, and we were at the highest.
no,
level.
I saw that.
It was just it just keeps going.
Yeah, the horizon always rises to the eye of the beholder.
I don't know why. It's
Same
not
thing with the
opening
camera.
that, dude.
The
It's so
horizon
weird.
always rises. No matter how high you go, the horizon's always going to be at eye level. If we were on a ball, the
Look at that,
horizon
dude.
would not rise.
It just keeps going.
Yeah, that shit just keeps going.
It just keeps fucking going.
Yeah.
It's so interesting because it does keep going. Okay, here's the big question, tough guy. What happens when you get to the ice wall?
You
What
can't.
happens at that moment? That's
Well,
a big-
first of all, Antarctica is there's a treaty. All the countries signed it. No one could just go to Antarctica and go exploring. You have to get permits. It's really hard to get permits. And what they do is you can go to Antarctica. There's got this little spot where you can go where tourists go and take pictures. And they got a symbolic South Pole. They admit it's not the real South Pole. The real South Pole is obviously not right here, but this is symbolic South Pole. And there's let's just say Antarctica is as big as North America, and they let people go to.
Yeah, they let people go to
Santa
the
Monica.
Jersey Shore, but you can't come to Santa Monica.
Exactly. So there's people that go, I've been in plenty of people have been to Antarctica. Yes, you haven't gone deep. No one knows what the fuck is. And the crazy thing is, we are surrounded by an ice wall. You can see it on video. It's all over YouTube. People say, what is there, an ice wall? You go, yeah, there's plenty of
Where
video.
is it? Go look
Just
at
punch in an Antarctica ice wall. It's everywhere. These aren't icebergs. They're fucking ice walls that are 100 to 200 feet up. Look at that. There's plenty of the ice wall. There's all sorts of. Where's the ice wall? There's right there. Look, ice wall. That's not an ice wall. It's an iceberg, dude. That's a fucking wall.
That was
That's
like
a
something
wall.
out of Game of Thrones, dude.
Yeah, look.
Hold
There's just
the
look at that.
wall.
It just goes. It just surrounds us. We're just surrounded by
So when
ice
I
wall.
fly there, I'm not necessarily allowed to.
Look at that. That's a fucking ice wall. That's the ice wall, dude. What is that? Oh, that's an iceberg. It's ice wall. It's not an iceberg.
So you're not with these flat Earth people.
Look at that. Look at that ship right there. Go back. Look at that ship. Look at that shit.
And you know that's massive. That ain't no fucking.
Dude. Look at that, and it goes on forever. You think that's an iceberg? It's not a fucking iceberg, dude. Look at that. That's an ice wall, dude. That's what's holding us together. That's what's holding the oceans together. The oceans are flat. Water always finds its level. That's you know what science is? The science of water. The science of water is that water always finds its level. That's science.
So what does that mean?
Level. No matter what.
Oh, it's always flat.
It's always level. They use those what do they call those things? With those levelers, like construction.
a lever.
What are those called?
They check for it to make sure shit's
yeah.
level.
What is that called?
You know
I don't
what's
even
the
know.
main-
It's a level. I'm pretty sure.
You know
I think-
you know what the main
the construction
component?
one, the one that
The
got the
main
little
component
ball
is
in
water.
it. The water, yeah, the one that's got the
water.
little ball in it. And you got to perfectly align it.
Water always finds its level. Water always finds its level. There's the physics of water, the science of water. Water always finds its level, and water always conforms to the interior of a container, not the exterior of a container. You can't do that anywhere. I could do this in every city of the whole world. I can do this experiment. Look, level, repeatable, measurable, and it always conforms to the inside of a container, not the outside. The sun and the moon, same size. Brother and sister.
For sure. Sun and moon same size.
I don't know nothing for sure. This is just me talking
but
shit.
That's the way you see it, though. Like
That's what a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people say it. They're the same
Dude, I
size.
cannot
They're
wait
the
till-
same altitude. They're on the same. They're on the same path. How is that? What a coincidence! What a fucking coincidence that the heliocentric model, right? We got the Earth here and the sun here, and the Earth is spinning, and it's going around the sun. But we have a moon. We have a moon. That has nothing to do with the sun. But coincidentally, it's on the same goddamn path as the sun. How is that? What are the fucking odds of that? It should be on a whole different fucking path. The moon should be doing some different shit than the sun's doing, as it appears to us. But it's moving the exact same fucking path. It's going around like this. It's like clockwise. They're both going around, and the sun's a little faster, and then the sun will always catch it. And anytime the sun and the moon get close together, the moon's light goes off. Like if it gets too close to the sun, the moon, you can't see it. Like it's an illuminary. Like its electrical or magnetic charge disappears. It's crazy. But it's a full moon when they're exactly 180 degrees apart like this. That's when we see full moons. But when it starts going over here, when it's like this, that's when you see crescent moons. It's like the sun's magnetism is like kind of is affecting the light of the moon. Remember, the moon is not reflecting the sun's light. That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
It's its own light, right? That's what you
It's
said.
its own light. It's bullshit because on full moons, it happens when the sun appears to set here and it disappears. And then like an hour after sunset, the moon is always here. I keep track of the moon. It's always right here and it's a full moon. How is it going to be a full moon? The earth should be blocking it 100%. You shouldn't be able to see the moon at all, but yet it's a full moon. The sun sets, earth here, moon here, they're exactly 180 degrees apart.
There should be no moon.
There should be
No moon.
there shouldn't be no reflection of the sun because the earth is right in the way. But yet it's a full moon. Look at that full moon. That shit's its own light. It's its own light. And the difference between sunlight and moonlight, sunlight is hotter. Sunlight is warmer in the direct sunlight than it is in the shade, obviously, right? Moonlight is different. Moonlight is colder in the moonlight and warmer in the moon shade. You can watch that shit on YouTube. There's all these experiments. Moonlight and sunlight are different kinds of light, but they're their own light. Everything we've been taught about space is bullshit. It's all bullshit. Either that or I'm crazy as fuck. I could be. Am I that stupid? Am I really that stupid?
Well, I'll say this for you. All the stuff that you and I talk about, I know you're 100% correct on.
You're on your way to flat Earth. You just think it's gonna ruin your career. You know how many smart motherfuckers, brilliant guys that we talk about flat Earth off the record, but they'll tell me don't bring it up. Don't bring it up. They feel like it's gonna ruin their life's work.